Hi y'all, it's Kathy with Design by Kathy. So this is part 2 of the resin pour for resin earrings. I'm going to show you now what to do with these little jewels we made up. This is the mold with the earrings in them, the resin, our little teardrop earrings. Now I want to show you how to get them out of this little plastic mold and actually drill holes in them and make your earrings. What you're going to need for this project is, first of all, this is the Dremel 7300. It's a little cordless Dremel. I have a 1 millimeter little diamond drill bit in it. You're also gonna need some safety glasses, which I highly recommend. We're not going to be doing major drilling, but the dust from resin does kind of tend to fly around, so you definitely want to protect your eyes. And I'm also going to use a shield for my nose. I'm going to be using this box. As you can see, I've used it a lot. You can use a little piece of wood. I just, I had the box handy. I have lots of boxes. Amazon loves to come to our house. But just to kind of drill through, because you don't want to drill on a hard surface. You can use a block of wood, but then you'll have to back it out a little bit once it goes through. Anyway, a box works really, really well. So let's put our earrings together. I put this mold in the freezer for just about 15-20 minutes. It just helps you pop them out. You want to turn it over and you'll start pushing around the edges. And you'll kind of hear that popping sound. And then they just pop right out. So now we have our little teardrops here. Looking all pretty. So now we're going to drill holes. I've got 8 millimeter jump ring, a little 4 millimeter jump ring, and I have my ear hook, stainless steel ear hook. So let me put my box up here because this is what I use as my bottom for drilling. I'm going to put on my safety glasses. And my nose protector. Let's start with the yellow ones. I'm going to turn it over upside down. I'll take my Dremel. And I want to get as close to the tip, but not so close to the tip that it just, pokes through. Because I'm going to have to try to make them even, so I want to try to make both of them, exactly the same. Okay, so I'm going to try to eyeball where dead center is. You can see some of the resin kind of flying away, like I talked about, making that dust. Sorry. Okay, so I got a perfect little hole in there. It's pretty darn close to center. And now let's do the other one. I put my Dremel setting on low for these. It doesn't need to be on high. I want to be able to, control how fast it's going to go. You see it cuts through there pretty quickly. Blow all my dust away. The pretty brown ones. This little Dremel is the handiest little thing to have around. You'll find, if you don't already have one, you'll find a lot of projects. Kind of want to run that back through just to kind of clean out the little place for my my jump ring to go. All right, now we're going on to the blue ones. This isn't really like going through glass, so you don't have to worry about, you know, with glass you have to cut with it wet. You don't really have to worry so much about that with the resin. This opaque one was actually made it a little easier to see right where I wanted to center that up. Okay, we'll move this, will set that aside, and our Dremel aside. So now we're ready to place the jump rings. I'm going to take this first, the 8mm, and with the jump ring you have to find where the opening is. Now this is a handy little tool if you're doing a whole lot. It just saves you a little bit of time. I spread it pretty far open. And then the thing is, you kind of have to help weed it through a little bit. You can see that came right through. And I didn't want to distort my jump ring or anything. I want to leave it the same shape so that when I close it, it will hopefully go back together the way it was when I took it apart. And see that one, I may have bent it just a little bit. But what I'm going to do is take my other little pliers and I'm going to pull them together. Now, this is not something that will happen every time, but it does happen. There. All right, that's pretty good closure. Any little tiny bit of opening, you know, the ear wire and this little teeny tiny jump ring will find its way out. So you want to make sure it is completely closed. Now these, they're so tiny, they're really hard for me to see. But I'm going to add this little tiny one onto the 8mm. I'm going to go ahead and slide my ear wire on there, hopefully. Take my little tool, bend it into place, and I didn't make it there. This is what's fun about working with these little teeny tiny components is, well, first of all, they're hard for an old person like me to see. Now, you young people with good eyes probably won't have these same problems. But I'm at that point. Again, make sure that you're putting your ear wire on in the proper direction so your earring won't be backwards. I'm gonna see if I can just close this like this. And that worked. So, there you have it. There's one. And you can see that it's hanging. You want the front of the ear wire hanging level with your earring, and then, the back, of course, with the back. And you do the same thing for each of these. I'll do one more, and hopefully it won't fall out of my hands. We'll do one more. This is the 8mm jump ring, and they're open jump rings. They actually make closed ones, but that's for different projects. These, you need them to be open where you can spread them apart. again, the secret with a jump ring is you don't pull them apart this way. You want to pull it apart, one away from you and one towards you. To put them on here, I'm having to pull these a little more than what you normally would, say with some other project, because I've got to get them through there. So that one went in a little better, so hopefully it didn't distort my jump ring at all. And there you go, that one closed up perfect. So then we'll take this little guy. I'm using some smaller pliers here because these are just so tiny. Tiny, tiny. Open it up. Same thing, away from you and towards you. Going to attach it to my 8mm ring. Take an ear wire, making sure that I have it going the right direction, and close it up. Whoops. Now this, I promise this isn't as terrible as I'm making it look. It's just that it's so hard for me to see, even with my, I'm not even gonna tell you what strength my protective glasses are. It's embarrassing. And there you have it. And then we'll come along and do the same for these. And there you go, just that fast, you've got three new sets of earrings in pretty colors. Take a little rag and wipe that off because see, I did get some fingerprints on it. But these are lightweight, easy to keep, easy to clean, wear them every day. Yesterday, if you watched the other video when we poured these, I had a significant amount of resin left, which I did not want to waste. So I grabbed this ring bezel, actually both of these, and just poured some in there. So I just whipped up a couple of rings. And then I took some bezels that I had, poured the brown. I wanted to do kind of an antique bronze, brass, and then a silver one. And I did a yellow. And then, of course, the translucent blue, which is so pretty in the silver bezel. Anyway, I hope that makes you want to try making your own earrings. This is something completely different than beading. Beading is fun. I love to bead as well. But these resin, it's just limitless what you can do. So I hope you'll give this a try. And if you have any questions, want to see any other variations of what we can do with these, or actually we can pour up and make some odd shaped earrings or pieces of jewelry. Right here, we could have necklace and earrings, necklace and earrings, and you're good to go. Oh, and of course, rings. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you want to give something a new try.